Hey everyone, my name is Carla R. Jenkins, and I'm a certified project manager, Scrum Master, and ITIL certified professional with over 10 years of project management and IT service management. And in this video, I'll be discussing one of the 7 R's of change management, which is relationship. In particular, what is the relationship between this change and the other changes? And relationship is very important because change is interconnected. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's not static. Change is dynamic. And so the change that you want to implement or you're currently reviewing can possibly affect all of the current changes that you've made up until this point. I would also recommend doing an impact analysis to evaluate how this particular change will impact the other corresponding products and services, customers, and the company. So oftentimes people think about the change only as it affects internal, but you have to look at how change can affect you. In fact, not just your product, but the other products in the delivery and in the service pipeline. For instance, say you're a tech company and a cell phone company, and you currently have, the 5th edition of your cell phone out, and you're in the process of making the 6th edition. And your change is going to be that the 6th edition of your cell phone is going to be larger than the 5. Well, you may think that that change is only internal, but you have to look at it from this viewpoint. The size of your cell phone affects not just you, but the accessories department, because now you have to have a bigger cell phone holder. It also affects, say, if it has one of those athletic monitors or Fitbit built into it, that type of technology, how it would probably host up on your shoulder. So all of the accessories are different. Your customer may change because they maybe don't like a larger cell phone. But just don't look at change just as isolated or internal change within your company or your division. When you do change and you say, what's the relationship between the current change that you're reviewing or you want to implement as well as the other changes, you have to look outside for your customer or some type of third-party vendor. So say, using the same cell phone example, say the 6th edition, you're currently working with a third-party vendor because you need a part for your cell phone. Well, say they don't carry the same type or the same, same, because it's not as large for the 6. So say they have to make a bigger accessory or a bigger piece of the phone. Say it's the screen. So say you want bigger pixels. Well, your bigger cell phone is more pixels. That third-party vendor, you may have to wait a longer time. You may have to wait about 2 weeks to a month for the additional screen and the pixels that accompany it. Or you may have to find another third-party vendor that specializes in doing the larger screen and the pixels. And that means you have to establish a relationship. So that takes time for that change. And also the contract terms could be different. So when you do what is the relationship, don't just look at the relationship of the current change you're reviewing or implementing along with the other changes just internally or within your division. You have to look at it from a customer perspective as well as third party. And then your service level agreements, because if you make it larger, smaller, change the dimensions on it, you're changing your service level agreement with your third party. You may have to find a new third party because your current one doesn't do it. So as I mentioned, relationship is one of the 7 R's of ITIL change management. So this concludes this video, and for more pursuit on how I can help you and your company, you can get in contact with me at carlarjenkins.com and info@carla.jenkins.com. That's info@carlarjenkins.com. Thank you very much.